To present the next keynote lecture, I would like to invite Stefan Friedrichdorf to join me. As you know, Stefan is the Congress co-chair, but he is also the coordinator of the fabulous EPIC Pediatrics Train the Trainer workshop that will follow the Congress. Stefan.
Hello, I'm back, and it's my great pleasure to introduce Matteo Asti. Matteo Asti is a film historian. He's a lecturer in film studies and in media studies at the Institute of Fine Arts, the Accademia Santa Giulia, and at the Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore in Milan, here in Italy. His main research interests includes the relationship between cinema and religion, the media representation of end of life, as well as media education. Matteo organizes and takes part in many cultural and film events. And with no further ado, invite you to give him a hand. And he's going to talk about why do we hear but don't listen. Matteo Asti.
Per le slide, ok. Com'è che funziona? Questo qua va avanti, giusto? Questo va avanti.
Sì, forse si potrebbe mettere un attimo, se non parte... Ci dovrebbe mettere un attimo forse per partire.
Sì. Ok, perfetto. It is not human multiplicity that creates sociality, but is this strange relationship that begins in pain, in my pain, in which I appeal to the other, and in pain that troubles me, in the pain of the other that is not indifferent to me. Levina. We spend an increasing amount of our time on internet. Daily is 7 hours. What we do? First of all, we chat, and then we use social media. The main reason for using the internet are for finding information and staying in touch with friends and family. 2 examples. We use online video as a source of learning, and we check health information, health symptoms online. The average daily time using social media is 2 hours and a half. In the worldwide social platform used for the longest time are YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Every social media has a different target of users. We know that Facebook users are still consistently getting older, and also Instagram users now are nearly all over the age of 18. The most used social platform from 13 to 18 is nowadays TikTok. After so many statistics, we need an example. Tyler Rope is a public figure who is using his profile to entertain and inform his audience on the daily life of living with such a disease. Rope, who is now 24 old, was diagnosed with type 2 of spinal muscular atrophy just before his 2nd birthday. In recent months, Rope has started an account on TikTok. He mixed up his content, sometimes sharing humorous anecdotes about interesting situations. He's been in as someone living with SMA, other time participating in TikTok dance trends, and more. On TikTok, he has now 140,000 followers, over 5 million of likes, and a really good engagement rate. So, social media sometimes talk about chronic illness of young people, and sometimes also of pediatric palliative care, but we're really listening to what they might be saying. Scientific investigation in medical field has discovered the usefulness of enormous mass of content on the web, and specifically of user-generated content. Over the past decades, social media have fostered the creation of communities in which people who are afflicted with similar illness or undergoing similar treatments. For young patients and their families, social media becomes particularly valuable to avoid the sense of isolation and to quickly update all contacts on their health status. How to study it? We have two ways, a quantitative and a qualitative data analysis. But remember a little thing. Google Trends recall us the problem of invisibility of pediatric palliative care. If we compare the last 5 years of search on Google for terms such as pediatric palliative care, pediatric cancer, and Duchenne muscular dystrophy, the result is the diagram you see above. If we add the comparison, the term palliative care, you could see what happened in the diagram below. Palliative care is in green. In social media, the quantitative method of understanding what is being said about a topic is called social listening, which is a way to calculate the popularity of a brand or company by extracting information from various sources of user-generated content, but is also used in general to understand what is being said about a certain topic. One of the most popular and useful tools is TalkWalker. For example, here we can see how many posts are found on the topic pediatric palliative care in 4 languages around the world between March 28 and April 26. These are the posts with more engagement on this topic in that period. There are just news, not personal lives. In this map, we can see the sentiment about the topic worldwide. Positive sentiment would include all consumption, such as likes, comments, and shares, and words like good, love, great. Negative sentiment includes the chance to report, hide, block a post, and words like hate, worse, never again. Neutral sentiment includes a click or a scroll, but not follow. Here PPC are felt with a positive or neutral sentiment, but in USA, Europe, India, and Australia, also with a part of negative sentiment. Here we have some demographics about people who talk of pediatric palliative care. The most represented age between 25 and 34 years old. Men and women are equal. Top countries are United States, Canada, Spain, Italy, France, South Korea. Top interests are family and parenting, and top occupation are health worker and teacher. This is the tag cloud, the most common term in English and relate to medical fields like services, quality, nursing, surgery, training, very scientific. Another relevant aspect is to understand who spread the most content on the topic, the so-called influencer. In this case, among the various posts was created by personal or institution. We can find an institute, a man, Stephen Friedrich, a very great influencer, and MD Nazbul Hossein. We see the same kind of analysis regarding some of the diseases that may relate to pediatric palliative care. Research was made worldwide, but only in English. The most significant difference is that we move from science or work-related field posts to news about personal stories or posts from families or sick children. Sentiment is mostly neutral. In demographic, we found differences only in gender, more men and profession, health and not health worker. The interesting thing to do this is to play with Boolean search operators to optimize our searches and try to listen more specifically to some topics. For example, here, adding pediatric palliative care to the search terms. The prevailing relationship is with oncology diseases, but we have again institutional news and a postcard of Dr. Natasha Nautu, specialized in pediatric palliative care. The tag cloud on the left, without pediatric palliative care. On the right, with pediatric palliative care. Again, more scientific. Qualitative social media analytical approaches range from narrative and conversation construction analysis, content analysis, and video and image analysis. First problem is that many of the sick children are not of an appropriate age to use social media, and on the other hand, that some of them cannot use because of their physical conditions. Added to this is the fact that the stereotypes of strategic self-representation on social drives many people not to show themselves out of shame of how they might be judged. To locate interesting profiles, we can directly use the internal search engine of social media platforms, or we can use tools. Here, for example, we see the result obtained with BuzzSumo. In YouTube, the most successful channels on the topic of pediatric palliative care are institutional, and the only one that can provide us with somewhat more patient-oriented perspective is that of Courageous Parents Network. Two interesting personal channels on YouTube are Dylan Micheli Nelson, is a male, teen, from USA, ill and activist for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. He loves editing and making short fun videos on disability lives. He made vlogs and funny videos from 2016 to 2019, trying to give his point of view on the problems that affect the life of disabled person to change prejudice. Talia Joy Castellano was a female teenager and an internet celebrity with 3 million followers. She created makeup tutorials and blog about her cancer journey. She started wearing makeup at 7 after being diagnosed with neuroblastoma at the age of 8. Makeup is my wig was her motto. Her videos are at the same time helpful and full of joy, and show the desire of those who are ill to make their suffering a way to feel useful to the other and leave a memory of themselves. Let's move on Facebook, where we found text and photos as dominant materials. No institutional channels here are also about families of sick children. Many times, these are channels to run fundraiser in memory of a child who is gone. Here we see an example of a child from US who was diagnosed in 2009 with rhabdomyosarcoma and began palliative care since 2011. These pages allow us to hear the point of view of families, reframing their experience, but more importantly, trying in turn to make it useful. Another example, searching by disease, is Mitchell Journey, the page of a family of a dead child at 11 of DMD. They established this Facebook page to chronicle their son's journey, believing he had many years ahead of him. Now that is past, they are posting photos and video of Mitch along with personal reflection on life, love, and loss. Fraser and Friends is the page of a family of a male child, 9 years old, from UK. Daddy, Mommy, Daddy, and big sister April is the family who was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. They talk about their lives fell apart at this unexpected and earth-shattering news because for a long time they were heartbroken, living in limbo, wondering how they would ever be happy again. Prayers for Nella is a community page created by parents of Nella Evangeline that was born on August 2013. She has been diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy, type 1. The page was created, it was just a way to communicate with the Faith family, and they dealt with Nella's diagnosis and all its implications. Over time, it became a place to share all that was happening and help spread awareness for children like Nella. We can work on the text of a post using a text analysis tool. For example, in the last 40 posts of Fraser and Friends, the top phrase containing 4 words is scared too. The most significant words often used are disabled, hospital, wheelchair, help, school. It's not easy to find personal pages on Facebook related to children's chronic disease that talk about pediatric palliative care. Turning on Instagram, we know that in this platform, the main way to communicate are photos. Looking for PPC and interesting profile is Beauty and Her Babies, of a young mom with 4 children, one special needs babe for a microcephalitis. The page has 600 followers and a low average engagement rate of 3%. Most of the images are close-up of the baby lying down in a home or hospital setting with warm colors, partly due to the use of filters. The post with the most likes on the page depicts the dad in hospital hugging the baby while he's crying with 2 photos, as a shot and a reverse shot. We can see many things: disabled illness of a child, the happy cohabitation of a child with siblings, but also a young mother exhibiting her femininity. We should not forget the social offers strategic management of user identity, making it easy to create and disseminate material useful for self-representation. Changing the search with hashtag special needs, we have other interesting results. An interesting profile is Robbie Gum, a father of 3 children, one of whom is affected by lissencephaly. The page has 2,700 followers. Many of the pictures and videos show us the child playing while doing physical activities that are typical for his age but challenging for his condition. The dynamic shots and saturated color convey to us an idea of a family that want to live strongly and cheerfully, allowing their son to have a normal existence. Another interesting profile is Spanish Zoe Guerrero walks created by parents of a female child with Worry syndrome. The post with the most likes on the page depicts the little girl on the street in a wheelchair bodied like a car from the movie Cars, with the logos of all companies and organizations that help the family make it happen. Even on Instagram, we can find many personal pages dealing with chronic diseases that may require pediatric palliative care, but it's very difficult for them to be made explicit in text or with hashtags. The pages are almost all from families. Even to do image analysis, we can use automated tools to speed up the process. One is Google's Cloud Vision API. It extracts insight from images. The same goes for video with the Cloud Video Intelligence API. 2 examples. In both cases, we can see joy. In the first case, we see pleasant situations that have to do with movement. In the second case, we have more pleasant situation with dogs keeping the sick girl company. Turning on TikTok, many teens and young adults talk about chronic illnesses. They often talk about their daily lives between medication, visits, and craving for social life, complain about people who'd rather they stop talking about chronic pain and illness, and who'd like to feel understood in their discomfort. A funny hashtag is sick talk. This girl is an example of a teenager transitioning from early sensual videos to a representation of herself as a cancer-operated and chemotherapy-treated in pain. We need audio. Avremo bisogno dell'audio qui. Okay, she talked about pain. She was really in pain.
I wake up every morning, I'm in pain. I go to work in pain. You know how many times I wanted to just give up? How many times I've thought about ending it?
A very interesting story is that of Amy Claire Davis, a 27-year-old young woman from Swansea who was born with a no genetic condition. Amy defined herself like an incurable optimist. She's running a successful profile on TikTok and has created an hashtag on the topic that has 1 million views. She made a video on the left, about her experience of a lifetime of palliative care, emphasizing the difficult transition between pediatric and adult care. The same theme returned in a video called Petition for All Palliative Care Consultants, lead who specialize in caring for teens and young adults to get a rise. In this video, she tries to show the problem of maintaining good behavior at an age when we need to do stupid things.
Hello and welcome to my series, Dumbass Things That My Poor Palliative Care Consultant Has Had to Put Up With My Dumbass 20-something-year-old Self Doing. Hello, Margaret. Yeah, I'm not very well today. Well, it's probably because I did go bodyboarding in the sea. Yeah, I know it's October. Yeah, I know I've got UTI. Sorry. Hello, Margaret. Yeah, I've had to get some numbing mouthwash off the GP. Yeah, I drank a blue cocktail. I know I'm allergic to the blue currant, but they make them look so pretty. I can't help it. Did I enjoy my holiday? Yeah, fantastic. Austria was amazing. I did throw up in the Sound of Music fountain, yeah. I drank like a lot of vodka the night before, and then got heat stroke, and then just, yeah, threw up. But I had a great time other than that. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic holiday, yeah.
This is a girl with a superior mesenteric arthritis syndrome. She is 17 and she's often in a children's hospice. She blames doctors and nurses. She's afraid of dying. In this video, she talks about meds, she talks about friends and life, she talks about death.
Can I talk my shit again?
Juno is the nickname of an American girl, 70 years old, with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and many comorbidities. She defines herself chronically chill. She knows that it is important that even those who are ill can self-represent themselves without being blocked by shame. She made a post and she wrote, "Sorry for the event post. I feel like nobody talks about how much you lose when you get sick."
Good for your age, and you know that your work's not good enough for the stage. You got the skills of an idiot who got too much praise, and your whole damn career just turns into a phase.
This video is a piece of life. It's a piece of heart. It's very difficult for this girl to understand because she cannot dance again. Social media analytics present a new approach to driving insight into patient experiences, emotion, and needs, facilitating the mapping of potential caregivers' issues and a deeper understanding of the burden of illness and its effect on daily life. While the material and tool are innumerable, the study method to be applied and complex and must be refined, keeping in mind that posts are subject to a heavy dose of condition that do not make them a representative statistical sample of the population. However, word, images, and video can become an additional tool in the toolbox of pediatric palliative care to listening, which today also means social listening. Afterlife is a British black comedy drama series created and directed by Ricky Gervais, who played lead character Tony Johnson. Afterlife follows newspaper writer Tony, whose life is turned upside down after the death of his wife Lisa from breast cancer. He contemplates suicide, but instead decided to spend his life punishing the world by saying and doing whatever he wants, regardless of how to make other people feel.
So, why did you shave your head?
Because my sister's hair fell out and she was getting rid of the cancer, and now we'd look the same again.
You do? Why do you want to look like your sister, though?
Because she's lovely.
She is, and I think you're lovely too.
She got sponsored and raised £1,200 to help me.
Amazing. £1,200. Wow. Well, I need your names to put them in the paper so everyone knows how brilliant you are.
I'm Millie.
Millie.
I'm Lisa.
Lisa. My wife's name.
Where is she?
She's at home.
Making your tea?
Yeah.
Why are you crying?
Because I'm happy.
Why are you crying if you're happy?
Because I'm mental. Can we take a picture? Brilliant. Smile.
The metaphor using the serial Afterlife of a local journalist interviewing the sick child and her sister by taking notes and making a photograph is self-evident. We don't only have to hear, but to listen carefully by making the lives of others resonate in our own. Thank you.